the thing is, if you are creative and resourceful, you can find a solution for everything. But are you open to to the solution? That's the point. Have you got the courage to let it go and evolve yourself into a new dimension? That's the whole thing, because a lot of people are attached to the old stuff, even things that they don't use, because they have a certain belief about it. That, for instance, if you don't have a car, you are poor. Who says that? I don't own a house anymore, but do I need one? I have a house, and I'm in a house right now. I pay 10% of the rent. So why does it happen? Because I am in serendipity. I attract those things. I got bargains all over and over again. If I need something, I get it. And that's the law of attraction as well.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Age of Reinvention, the podcast where we dive into the stories of those who have dared to redefine their freedom, lifestyle, and purpose at midlife. I am your host, Emily Braun. In today's episode, we're joined by a remarkable guest, Monique Toonen, a vibrant beacon of empowerment and financial savvy. Monique, also known as Financial Alchemist, has transformed her life from one of adversity to one filled with abundance. Now, she dedicates her time to helping single women entrepreneurs to do the same with their personal and financial lives. Through her innovative Bliss method and passion for fostering independence, Monique has revolutionized her clients' approach, how her clients approach their money and mindset. Today, we will uncover the secret of her success and how she helps others thrive beyond their dreams. Welcome to Age of Reinvention, Monique. We are thrilled to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Emily.
Yes, it was my pleasure. And I understand that you're working for women demographic only, but I believe that many things you're speaking about will be helpful for anyone. My podcast is open for men and women.
Okay, absolutely. Yes, for sure. I think it's a general way, but I love to work with women. And my experience is that women are more open to receive guidance. Men are less open to that. At least the men I know.
No, I absolutely agree. That's why I'm welcoming everyone to here because I believe in this format. Some men will find it's easy to get the information and advice. Monique, could you please share with us the pivotal moment that propelled you from facing personal adversities, such as surviving sexual abuse at childhood and battling breast cancer, to becoming the financial alchemist many women look up to today?
Yes, thank you. That's a great question. And it's actually the essence of my business and what I do today. Absolutely. In 2020, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And that made me, I was like, holy moly, this can be the end. But because most people think, okay, I'm going to the doctor, and I did too. I got chemo, I got a surgery.
It was back in Netherlands. Let's clarify. In Netherlands.
Yes. I knew that if I don't do the emotional work, I'm not going to survive. And that's why a lot of people don't survive in their any illness, because they don't understand the spiritual message you're getting when you are sick.
So how you get it? I'm just fascinated how you get it at 50 that there is a message from the past. I don't know, you went through some therapy yourself.
I did so many things. And to be honest, and I'm working on this all for many years. And of course, the abuse was something that I was conscious about, but it was not, I wasn't conscious about the decision I made, the emotional decision I made, how much that rippled into my life. But when I did the ayahuasca here in Mexico, that's for me, ayahuasca is doing an ayahuasca ceremony is something that will swipe away for like decades of therapy. When you do an ayahuasca session, you immediately get the message.
But you did it with professional shaman, just to explain people, because many people have caution, and it should be about such.
Yeah, of course. No, I got someone, she is a Mexican shaman, and I had done it at several ceremonies, not only ayahuasca, but that's maybe a different podcast as well to dive into that. But yeah, for me, the reason I became a financial alchemist is also the same with how you approach illness. Many people want to become financially free, but they only do the outside work. They think they need money and they need have assets or to relocate their assets, which is true. That's the practical side. But if you don't do the inside work, how to take risks, how to step into your greatness, how to create the purpose, a lot of people don't know how to do that. So they keep on procrastinate on those decisions, which is the reason why they never become financially free.
I see that your personal transformation and healing journey is very courageous and inspiring. How has this journey shaped your understanding of wealth, love, and self worth?
First off, if you don't believe in yourself, you can pull it off. I actually wrote a post about it today. That was the moment that I realized that financial freedom was possible for me. But without self worth, you don't gain self confidence because self worth, you need self worth to be able to mobilize self confidence. Self worth is an inner game, and self confidence is doing things that come from self worth. You need both.
It's a starting point. You need to have resources, you need to have education, experience, skills, whatever will help you, money, some starting capital.
Yes, but most people think they need money. They need money to make money, and that's not always true. You need self worth to be able to pull it off. That's where everything starts.
So your work emphasize unlocking financial freedom and everlasting love by embodying divine feminine energy. How do you help a woman reconnect with a part of themselves, especially those who are overwhelmed by work, some traumas in the past, or healing from toxic relationships?
Yes. Here's the thing. I discovered with myself, but with a lot of clients as well, that women in general, or at least the women of my age or around my age, even the a little bit younger than me, have the same experiences to be over independent. Because we're like, I'd rather have my own money than I would facilitate myself by a man. But if you are hyper independent, you can still be independent and be feminine. But most women are independent in masculine energy. And a man, they want feminine energy because that's the polarizing relationship. That's the instinct. A woman wants the man who is strong, who can provide, who can love her, who can cherish her. And the man wants a woman who is in her feminine, who follows him in a way that is attractive to them, but also to him, but also for both, because you will thrive together when you are in that masculine and feminine energy. But if the woman has too much masculine energy, I see a lot of women, and also in my program, that want a relationship, but they don't know how to tap into the feminine energy. So I start with them to work on why do they step into this masculine energy so much? And most of the time, it has to do something that happened in the past, that they start to protect themselves, afraid to be vulnerable, because vulnerability is something that connects with a feminine energy.
You developed the Bliss method as unique approach to achieving financial being while nurturing feminine energy. I believe it's what you're speaking about. Could you walk us through the foundational principles of this method and how it works and how it differs from conventional financial advice?
Let me start there, because as I said in the beginning, financial planners talk about money, they talk about asset relocation, they talk about pension, and I talk about those things too. But my approach is a holistic one. Because if you want to become financially independent and you work your ass off, excuse my language, for the next 15 years, what kind of life do you have? So I work with them also. What do you really like? What makes you on fire? For me, it was travel. Because I need the variety. Put me in one place and I get crazy. That's horrible for me. So for me, the antidote to life is travel, because I like the variety. So that was my core thing. So the Bliss method is a 5-step method. And the first step is breathe. If you don't know how to breathe, and I don't mean having oxygen all the time, but also 3-dimensional, to delegate, to stop working instead of, oh, let me do this. I will do this myself. Or afraid to be lazy. If you never can really shut off your work, that's what you learn in step 1. So how to breathe. So that you really can cut the cords from work and be in the present tense with yourself and the world around you, but also the people around. The second step is the L of liberation. Now, if you have identified from your past what your golden nuggets are, what lessons you have learned, what kind of consequences that had for you, what are your childhood patterns that will block your true self? If you know this everything, but you don't get liberated from it, you keep yourself at the same spot because you will self-sabotage yourself over and over again. So in step 2, we work on how to truly integrate what you have learned in step 2, like what are your true values, or what are your non-negotiables, or how do you cope with those childhood patterns? Because those patterns, your past doesn't go away. I will learn you how to cope with those patterns. Then step 3 is invigorate. And invigorate is you tap into new energies, because you let go, then something new comes to surface. And you're like, oh my God, I have a lot of stored energy where you never had to be aware of because you had pushed it down all the time. Now it's coming up to the open. So you open up a well of energy and you start to think about, okay, how does your wealth need to look like? How does your love life need to look like? We are working on your vision. And in Invigorate, we also work on how to create healthy relationships. So if you have a healthy relationship with a man, that's how you receive more love. If you have a healthy relationship with a business partner, that's money because you can collaborate with each other because you trust each other, right? How do you do that? How do you identify real healthy people who are open to collaborate, who are fair, who are taking ownership in the relationship? Then the last two S's, the first one is stamina. Stamina is all about shit is going to hit the fan. Be sure of it. Because either way, you are tapping into your old self, or the circumstances don't allow you to do the thing you want to do, or you don't get the results. How do you cope with that? Because I always say you can approach life as project to project, but stamina is only about approach life as a marathon. You need to practice to make it not perfect, but to make it permanent.
Stamina is more of masculine feature, I would say, that some of the women have a lot in their life. Probably we don't know how to navigate it.
Exactly. But it's also about determination. It's also about perseverance. Let me put it this way. I always say if you step into the entrepreneurial journey, it's the same as that you say, I want to have a child, or I want to have a dog, or I want to have a pet. You cannot say when your child gets sick, oh, you get sick, I don't want you anymore. Or when your dog is having issues, you cannot say, "Oh, that's too hard for me. I don't want you anymore." That's not how it is. You have to be committed to it. You have to persevere. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to cope with the situation. How do you deal with that? But it's the same way in business. It's the same way in love. It's not always going to be smoothly. No, you deepen your journey with your clients, with your partner, with your business. But you have to understand that the energy you put into it. And if you put like frustration energy before any task, it's not going to flourish. So you have to take aligned actions that are true with yourself. That's how you compound this into the future. And the last one is serendipity. If you have done the 4 steps before, great. Then the magic starts to appear because then you will be open for new opportunities. You look at life differently. You see how much is possible. The possibilities will show up in life you even better than expected because you're not aware of it. You're not aware of it. You have a different outlook to life. And financial freedom, you are truly free. You're not worrying about money. You don't have fear around money. You know how to enjoy life and how to create a life that is true to you. Because most people live a life that someone else granted them, and most of the time it's their parents or it's someone else who they admire, and then they end up being unhappy because they're not living their true self.
Many of our listeners are women in midlife who are looking to redefine their freedom, lifestyle, and purpose. What advice do you have for them as they seek to make significant changes in their careers, personal life, relationship? How to start or from what to start?
For me, the when I have learned, I would say the first lesson they have to learn is how to be lazy.
Really?
Yes, how to be lazy. And if you know how to do that, the rest will come. But that's the first was always be I was a workaholic. I was a workaholic, but I realized it was a response.
Can you define your laziness? Maybe you mean how to relax, how to have me time? Like, what is definition?
Let me put it this way. People who are filthy rich are not the people who work hard, but they let but the money work for them, or they let other people work for them. So how to be lazy is a three-dimensional concept. It's not only about how to relax, how to have me time, because you can sit or lay on your bed and thinking about the business all the time. Lazy is doing nothing, thinking about nothing, not having the feeling that you have to do anything to deserve anything in life. It's a three-dimensional concept. And for me, it's the essence of feeling financially free. If you learn how to be lazy, that's the essence of becoming financially free. It's true.
So maybe you don't need a lot when you are lazy and you have time to meditate and think what is the bare requirements for you to feel that you are living the life and you're satisfied with minimum. You can be happy without many belongings. It's what you mean. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the essence of financial freedom. Because I know a lot of people who have a lot of money, and whether they have millions on the bank, they worry about money all the time. They have fear about money all the time. They are afraid to spend money all the time. They are afraid to invest in themselves all the time. But they don't learn the skills how to truly live life in an abundance mindset, because the universe always has your back. Always. It's just a matter of time. I don't worry a moment about money. I know that everything I need will come to me in the right time.
How many years do you need to get to such conclusion in your case or to some realization?
That depends. In fact, I was financial free in 3 months. But to truly feel financial free, because when I really was financially free, I was like, I don't know what to do, because there was no drive anymore to pay the bills. My bills were paid. I was financially free. That means I don't have to worry about money anymore until I die.
So what happened before, like 3 months early? What happened with you?
I was in corporate for many years before, but I was a full-time entrepreneur when I was, 2017. I became a full-time entrepreneur. And in 2020, I got cancer. And then I was like, I just was being resourceful and creative with everything I had. And this is what I teach in my program, because I didn't know the situations of people to give them an advice. But the thing is, if you are creative and resourceful, you can find a solution for everything. But are you open to the solution? That's the point. Have you got the courage to let it go and evolve yourself into a new dimension? That's the whole thing, because a lot of people are attached to the old stuff, even things that they don't use, because they have a certain belief about it. That, for instance, if you don't have a car, you are poor. Who says that? I don't own a house anymore, but do I need one? I have a house, and I'm in a house right now. I pay 10% of the rent. So why does it happen? Because I am in serendipity. I attract those things. I got bargains all over and over again. If I need something, I get it. And that's the law of attraction as well.
A little bit different side of this coin, as far as I understand. The journey of self worth and financial independence can often feel isolating, at the beginning at least, especially for non-conformist women and aspiring entrepreneurs like us. How does your affluence company and you personally foster the community or support network for this woman?
I regularly post inspiring posts so that they can learn about how to feel financially free and also become financially free and find their lost partner in life. And that's one of the things the people on my list get information and deeper and more information than the people in my network. So I would encourage people to download a freebie of my website so that they can start learning how to start the journey to become financially free. I also have a podcast on YouTube. It's Match Your Well, where I also talk about how to heal, because healing is a big part in my teachings. I actually have three things that I teach about. It's about emotional barriers, it's about healthy relationships, but also financial struggles and how to create your magic number. Because we think that, as I told you before, if we talk about financial freedom, we think, oh, we need millions, right? No, you don't. You don't need millions, but you do need some assets. And whatever that is needed, I will help you to get there. I will help you to choose the strategy. So one of the taglines used in the class is I help women to become financial free by the business, the bank account, or the better half. It's a different strategy. If you want to become holding your own money by your business, you'll have to negotiate with your partner to give you the space to do it. So if he's a very demanding businessman, that's not the perfect match for you. If you decide to become financially free by your bank account, that means that you already have some assets or you can buy real estate and you manage the residual or passive income. And if you decide to choose the strategy to become financially free by your better half, you need to be very much into your feminine energy, because the man who has the capital, who has millions, you need to know how to inspire this man to take care of you.
No, it's a special assignment.
That's what I say. But and it's not like you have to choose one. You can combine those three, but I help them to choose the best strategy for them based on what they want to learn, based on how much they are able to surrender in the feminine energy.
Interesting. Now, a little bit from the different angle, which I believe would be interesting to many people, not only me. Traveling the world with your dog spirit, yes, and living a digital nomad life for part of the year sounds like many people's dreams. How do you balance this lifestyle while leading your company up affluence and supporting yourself and your clients? How you combine it?
First off, and this is why I believe that when you want to become financially free, it also means that you are emotionally free. Because if you know your self worth as a woman, you are attractive to any man. You will inspire any man to be true to yourself. Because in the long run, if you're not true to yourself, you will end up in a divorce, because in the end, the truth will come out. So better straight on, be true to yourself. That's most of the time for a lot of women very tempting, because they're like, I hope he likes me. And it's not, oh, I don't care if he likes me. Those are opposites. But I said to my partner, I love you. I want to be with you. I want to be in a committed relationship with you, but don't put me in a golden cage. If you put me in a golden cage and my partner has enough resources, he's a millionaire, but it's not about that he has the resources and the money. It's about the person he is that I find attractive. You understand what I'm saying? So he is very much has a high integrity. He takes me seriously. He takes my needs seriously. That's why he agreed on me traveling the world for 2 times 3 months a year. And if he didn't, it wasn't my equal partner. And he doesn't feel like it's also a practical thing because he is younger than I am. He has his business still, so he cannot travel with me. But that doesn't mean that he allows me to suffer with him. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's a healthy relationship. We talk about all those things, and it makes me true. For me, it's the best of both worlds, right? I love having a healthy relationship with a man. I love my dog, and we travel the world together. So I have also the freedom to be me. I have the freedom to be the woman I want to be. And this allows him also to be his own self, having this freedom that he wants to have. And that's when you have autonomy in a relationship, because I believe that two people are autonomous to themselves. They can create a third road together because we are all our differences. It's for me, it's two people who try to find a third way together who love each other.
Excellent story. I understand that there is no recipes, like it's just some strategies, and sometimes you feel the unknown. At least I feel when you start in relationship, you don't know how it's gonna evolve or develop and so on. Mm.
I don't agree with that, Emily, because and this is the thing, because I know what I value and I know what my non-negotiables are. And because I know them, I know how to stay true to myself and how to communicate what is working for me and what my needs are. And if you cannot express that in a feminine way, no man will be able to connect with you. That's a skill.
I'm just thinking, in a place where you are, Playa del Carmen in Mexico, I believe there are many or enough women of this kind who are in a search, being like expats or digital nomads or even locals. Did you find any difference between your interaction being part of this community in Playa del Carmen, say, comparing with your other clients, like online or whatever back home in Europe, in Netherlands? How different is your local community in Mexico?
I have been to a conscious community here in Playa, which is a Playa car. It's very nice to be in a community where you are embraced with free spirits. So, as I tell, because most people who are here in Playa think the same way as I do. Freedom is more important than money, because the moment I chose to stop chasing money and start living my value, that is what I encountered here very much in Playa. Although there are also people who are still, especially locals, that they stay in the rut. They stay in the rat race because they're not educated with this financial literacy. But I don't serve local people.
And a little bit more about your travel or digital nom venues. What plans do you have? What do you find lately? Where's the Monique in the next couple of months to be expected?
Okay, I'm leaving next month in October to Buenos Aires. I go for 2 months to Buenos Aires. I'm very excited because I've never been in Argentina, and I love empanadas and parrilla, like grill meat. I don't eat meat a lot, but when I eat it, Argentina food is amazing. And then I go for 3 months to my partner in the Netherlands. Then I will come back to Playa, then the Netherlands. And from next year, I will be heading to Africa.
Amazing. And again, I understand that it's a result of a lot of work you put on yourself, on your healing, on your development.
Yeah, both sides, the business side and the inside. That's where the alchemy is taken for.
And for those women listening who are on the brink of their own reinvention, but are held back by fear or uncertainty, what the first step or advice would you recommend they take forward financial freedom and finding everlasting love?
Yeah, I would say I would love to invite them into Match Your Wealth membership club where you can get started for $150 a week. And you can do this in your own time. You can upgrade, downgrade, pause within a year so that how it suits your lifestyle. Because I know that especially those women who need to gain confidence, who have to understand how self-worth is the basics of your new journey, that sometimes they don't have the resources. So I make it available for them. And of course, I also do one on ones when people want to invest in themselves immediately. Of course, I welcome them as well. And we work for 4 months straight on so that you have everything you need for the rest of your life, because the skills you're going to learn in these 4 months.
Thank you very much, Monique. And again, for somebody who joined us recently, I was having pleasure. I am with Monique Toonen, Financial Alchemist, and I would really suggest you to check the links after our conversation. Thank you very much, Monique. It was really a pleasure to be with you and listen to your advices.
Thank you so much for having me. And I'm looking forward to all the people who want to become a match for their wealth. Reach out to me on LinkedIn as Monique Toonen, the Financial Alchemist. Happy to receive you.
Thank you. And that wraps up today's Age of Reinvention episode. My heartfelt thanks to our guest, Monique Toonen, for sharing her incredible journey and her powerful work and advice to support women in their quest for financial independence and personal fulfillment. If you feel inspired by Monique's story and want to learn more about her work or join her community, we'll have all the links and resources mentioned in the show notes on our website. Remember to subscribe to Age of Reinvention wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. If you enjoyed our time together, please consider leaving us a review, as it helps others find our content and get inspired to make their midlife transformations. Join us next time as we continue to explore the most compelling stories and strategies for creating a life of meaning and adventure at any age, and mostly after 50. I'm Emily Braun, and I encourage you to embrace your next chapter with curiosity and courage. Until then, keep reinventing, reimagining, and redefining your freedom lifestyle. Take care